Hello, my name is Jevon Schnaubert. Today I'm here to talk to you about hard work. I am live from Hobbs, New Mexico, visiting my parents. It is June 30th, 2018. Before I get started on hard work, I'm going to give you an introduction about my life growing up. Well, first, I was born in Hobbs, New Mexico. I lived there until I was in third grade. Then I moved to Alaska for 3 years, living in Kodiak Island, Dutch Harbor, Dillingham, and Anchorage. Then moved to Seattle, Washington, where I moved to Kennewick and then Oak Harbor. So I've seen a little bit of the West Coast, and that's kind of how I ended up in Jamestown. What I do professionally is I'm a physical education teacher, grades pre-K through 12 in a small school in North Dakota. Goes by the name of Montpelier High School. I have about 120 students total, so I teach them every day. I'm also the assistant coach at the University of Jamestown, where I graduated school in 2015 with an education degree and an emphasis in coaching. I have two older brothers. One is 29, the other is 28, and I am 26. So we're all pretty close in age and all grew up kind of doing the same things and competing against one another, which is kind of where I learned how to work hard. Being the youngest, it's not always easy keeping up with the older kids. There was a moment that defined me when I was in seventh grade. I'm going to get into that a little more detail later, but my stepdad told me once I decided to work harder than everybody, that's when I would see success, and that's kind of always stuck with me since I was 12, 13 years old. There's 5 things I like to work hard at every single day, and I make sure I do. First is being a good father. I have a 3-year-old daughter who lives in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, so being a good father to her is the most important thing, and that's number one priority on my list. The next is being a good role model to my athletes and students. That means doing things in the community, at school, at practice, and just being a good person in general is very important to me. I got to be a good role model to these kids because they look up to me, and as a professional, that's my job. My own personal training. I enjoy weightlifting, running, biking, pretty much anything physical that can be done outside or inside of a gym. So I push myself very hard there and work hard there every single day. If I take a day off, it's because it's needed and my body needs to recover, which is also just as important as working hard. Being a good person. It's not always easy being a good person, especially when you have negativity or negative people trying to enter your life. You still got to be a good person and find a way to make them exit your life or help them be a better person so you can have a positive relationship. Like Maxwell said in our Ethics 101 book, treating others as I would like to be treated, and that's what I go by, and that's my 5th rule. I try to do that every single day. If I'm being negative towards someone, I'll apologize and say, I'm sorry. I was just having a rough day, but treating others as you would want to be treated is the most important thing you can do. So, hard work in the long run, what's that going to do for you? Well, it'll bring opportunity, which is what we want as professionals. We want more opportunities to progress and keep going up and up and up, which is why I'm doing this master's degree. I want to progress. I want to be a head coach and not just as an assistant. So working hard at this and working hard every day as an assistant coach is important. It'll bring value to your life. You'll value the things you earn. So as you work hard and you earn these things, more value comes to your life. And that's important. We want a valuable life. We want nice things. We want things we can take care of. It'll also build lifelong relationships, which is where hard work will come in. So working hard, you'll have relationships from the time I was in college to the time I'm 50. Working hard with my old teammates is something we prided ourselves on in Jamestown, and our relationships built off of that. We push ourselves hard every single day, and it wasn't easy, but we got through it, and now our relationships are even stronger because we went through the trenches with each other, and that's what we like to call it. We're going to the trenches like we were in war every day, so that was kind of interesting, but that's how we felt. Will hard work always bring you success? Well, it depends what you mean by success. If success to you means only winning, then probably not. Working hard is important because you won't always be successful, but you will get what you earn. And getting what you earn is a quote I got from Tom Brands. He's the head coach at the University of Iowa for their wrestling team. You get what you earn. It's simple. His brother, silver or bronze medalist, he got what he earned. That's as simple as that. Tom was a gold medalist and he got what he earned. The training, the mental preparation, all the things that go into it is what you earn. So that's kind of how I base my philosophy on what success is. It's just getting what you earn. If you put the work in, then what happens happens. That's what's supposed to happen. It's kind of like fate. Next thing I want to go over is teamwork. Why is teamwork hard? Well, you must accept others and work as a unit. It's simple. Even individuals in sports such as swimming, wrestling, track, you still have to have people to push you and train with. You can't just train by yourself without a coach, without teammates. It wouldn't work. So, being able to work with someone and being accountable to showing up to practice, showing up on time, pushing yourself 100% every day and maybe some more is important. You have to be able to communicate with people in a positive way. You can't be negative. If you are negative, it probably won't be a good teammate atmosphere. So, now, hard work. Do we all have the same motivation? It depends. Absolutely, anyone can work hard. The most important aspect to working hard is finding a passion and love for whatever it is you're working hard for. So my 5 things, my most important is my daughter. I love her and I'm passionate about being a father, so that is where my number one priority of working hard comes in. Growing up, my biological father, hard working man. We owned a chain of grocery stores, and he was very good at what he did. He could fix up any store, get it running the way it was supposed to, have everything on the shelves. There would not be one thing missing. Noticing that as a little kid, how he was a perfectionist, it kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. Wish he would have spent more time as kids with us as kids, but I understood what he was doing because he owned a business and that was our livelihood. So my mother was a hardworking single woman for a long time. She worked 2 jobs and had her own place, and me and my brothers all had our own rooms because that was important to her. She grew up with 6 sisters in a one-bedroom house, and it was her dream would just get out of there, and if she had kids, to make sure we all had our own things and had our own space because she didn't growing up, and it was important to her that we did, and I thank her every day for that, and she's the hardest working woman I know. So she is the definition of hard work. My stepdad, he's my biggest inspiration. Being a stepdad to 3 boys is not only the hardest job ever, it shows a lot of character in a person. Teaching me how to do yard work, making me get up early in the morning, cleaning, cutting down trees, washing vehicles, all these things I hated doing as a kid, I appreciate now as an adult because I find myself doing those things because they need to be done. They simply cannot just sit undone, otherwise it just doesn't look right. So I thank him every day for that. The biggest turnaround in my hard work career was when I was in 7th grade. My stepdad was watching me play basketball, and I was on the B team, or the second team, known as. And he told me, he knew I wasn't getting much playing time, but he told me, he's like, Tyler, until you decide to work harder than everybody, you're not going to be successful. So when you decide to do that, then you'll notice a difference. So I finished out that basketball season. My uncle was a wrestling coach, and I had done some wrestling while I was younger in Alaska. I joined the wrestling team and began working hard every single day. I didn't really notice results till I was about in 10th grade when I finally hit puberty, and I noticed that I was kind of catching everybody or growing past everybody, and I continually worked hard, and by the end of my junior year, I was one of the best kids on the team, the strongest, fastest, most aggressive, smartest, all the things you need to be successful. So that quote my stepdad told me, if I don't work harder than everybody, then I'm not going to be successful, stuck with me and still sticks with me every single day. I thank him for that. My hard work now, I consistently have to work hard. I'm a teacher full time, and I feel as though as an assistant, it's a full time gig. I'm at the college at least 5 hours a day. We train in the morning, we train in the afternoon, and then I train myself. So I have my own personal things. Training at the college level is not easy, especially as an assistant. I'm in the grind day in and day out, wrestling with these kids, lifting weights with these kids, helping their mental game, prepping for events, recruiting, doing paperwork, all the things that the head coach is too busy to do. So I do those things, and it takes a toll physically and mentally. But if you're passionate and you love it, then working hard is just part of the process, and that's why I enjoy working hard. So now you know a little bit about me and the reasons I work hard and the moments that define me and the people that define me, which are my parents, my brothers. They work very hard. The coaches, my mentor Dan Lovell from Marshalltown, Iowa, great guy, works hard every single day. He's 43 years old and he's still in the gym every single day, lifting weights, running, wrestling, recruiting, all the things a good head coach should be doing. So what I'm asking you is to ask yourself the moments that define you of when you worked hard and kind of think about those when tough times happen. Okay? So tough times don't last, but tough people do. And if you work hard, you'll get through those tough times. I want you to reflect, and when temptation of being lazy comes upon you, I want you to work hard and think about all the things that you did as a kid growing up that define you to want to get through that laziness. Thank you for letting me speak to you today, and God bless.